Good afternoon. This is Chuck Terry, Crescent and Valiani. Today we're going to illustrate for you how to make a nameplate using Matboard and the Mat stylus. So to begin, first and foremost, we're just going to go ahead and turn auto sizing on. And with auto sizing turned on, that's going to automatically adjust the borders around the size of the template window. Secondly, I'm going to go into my templates, and then under templates, I'm going to choose corners. Now, you can use any type of shape that you want as a nameplate, such as Oriental, or maybe you wanted to have a crescent corner to it. On this example, we're just going to use the classic. So under the classic, we're going to insert our opening. It's going to come in at a predetermined size. I'm going to go ahead and adjust that down. Let's go to 3 inches wide by 2 inches tall. Now you can see that the radius is fairly large on these corners, and that's because they have a default size that's predetermined. So we're going to go ahead and adjust those down. I'm going to go into parameters, and I'm going to make those 1/4 inch tall, or 1/4 inch in diameter. Okay. Now my nameplate's a little bit too big still, so maybe I'm going to bring this down to 1.5 inches. And what I want to do is I'm going to be keeping the dropout piece. So what that means is I need to change the cut type from normal to reverse. And that's going to allow me to see the bevel on the edge of the mat or of the nameplate. Then the next thing I'm going to do is going to come down here and I'm going to type in 2020 West Coast Art and Frame, Crescent, Valiani, booth 1227. Okay. Now, at the moment, I'm currently under Valiani fonts. If I want to switch to a different type of font and not want to have to retype this out, I'm going to just right-click on it, highlight it, right-click on it, and hit copy. Now, I'm going to change that font to Valiani single line font. Then I'm going to come into the Valiani single line fonts. I'm going to come down here to my favorite, which is the Stymie hairline. And I'm going to click Insert Text. Okay, now when I do that, it brings it in at its own predetermined size. We really don't have any control over how big it comes in at. So, and not a big deal. So I'm going to click on Maintain Proportions. I know that my nameplate is 3 inches wide, so I'm going to go ahead and go 2.5 inches. Okay. Now I can take a look at that and see if that's going to be the size that I want to work with. If I want to make it a little bit bigger, I can do so. So let's take what we've got here and let's assign a pen tool to it, a color. Now color is really irrelevant. You're not going to see anything change on the screen. It basically just tells the machine if you've got multiple colors to swap and pause and swap to a different color. Okay, now at this point in time, I'm going to change up the layout here. So I need to take the text that I've written out and I need to click on Split Text. Now, once I split the text, all characters become individual objects. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and highlight West Coast Art and Frame, 2020 West Coast Art and Frame, and I'm going to group that. I'm going to take Crescent Valiani, and I'm going to group that, and then I'm going to take booth number 1227 and group it. Now I'm just going to click and drag, just kind of arbitrarily move these guys below one another, and then I'm going to select those objects, and actually I'm going to select all the objects, and I'm going to go over to my advance or to my arrangement tab, and I'm going to align everything vertically. So now everything's aligned vertically. I'm going to come over here and I want to put in a spacing vertically between all those objects. So I select those objects there. Maybe I go 0.25 inches, and then it'll adjust the dimensions for the spacing between the characters. And then if I'm satisfied with that, I can go and hit group. I'm going to group all those objects together. I'm going to change them proportionally, and I'm going to bump it up to maybe 1¼ inches. Okay. Now I'm going to recenter that onto the mat, and maybe I can come over here and change my opening dimension just a little bit. Let's make this 2.75 inches wide. Oops, I have the maintain proportion on. So let's change this back to 1.5. Okay. Now it looks like the grouping's a little too far apart for my liking. So I'm going to go ahead and ungroup it. And let's go with a vertical spacing of 0.125. Okay, and then I can center that. So you can mess around with the position of it, the spacing of it, and all that you want to once you've got it an outline of what you're looking for.